cam. Alright, we're back. Let's get I mean, when I open the door, I'm just like, oh, it's nice, you know. It just doesn't last. I'm so used to the heat, though. Like, that's why I've never cared that much. It's like just enough where like it's annoying, but like not like a killer. Like I'm outside dying. Yeah, definitely when there's guests here, there's shit they say I could get banned for them. So can't have that going across the stream. Then we go third floor and the second floor. All right, let's go.
Mario. Mario.
It's only when I'm streaming though. My computer doesn't only gets this hot when I'm streaming. I think it's a mix of me streaming and just being talking and moving around. Like when you're relaxed, you know, you're probably not doing as much. Not as much heat going on. This is really annoying. Very random. I'm gonna try to stay up if I'm not streaming, man, so all those little bit explosions don't happen often. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Wait a sec. My roommates they both downloaded Shadow of War this month. That game's a fucking 100 gigs on PC, isn't it? Well, that means I'm paying like $100 in overages. So everybody's gonna go fucking insano on usage. Hopefully I don't just get footed with the bill there. Alright, I'm about to shut that again. It's not worth the trouble. In fact, I'm pissed, so I'm shutting it. What the fuck's going on here, man? Candles, maybe? That was loud as fuck. Fucking jump scared, baby. Open the fuck up. Can we get the money out of this? Probably. Yep. Ugh. Bolivia. I get it. Getting close. 10 more of these, and we found most of them. We just have to run into them. In rooms that are locked. Like I found them, then they ran into locked rooms. Ugh. Probably be checking on the stream as I go here. Do not try to wake me. Alright. I'm really sucking ass on these boys, man. Holy fuck. Room's good? Good. Just want to make sure there's no little hiccups happening.
Mario.
Imagine having a sitting room. Mansion's so big, it's got random rooms you can just sit. Call that another roommate for cheap rent, baby. That's what that room is. No fucking sitting room, dude. Okay. And them gems, man. Once we're getting these, alright. Ones you just find all around. Just keep running, man. What can you do? The fucking tablecloth, man. So we're not missing any. Can't remember if there's 2 boos that respond from there or just the 1. I don't want to go into the damn treasure room, which I don't even know if they can. Otherwise that means they'll end up in... If they go over here... Be a bitch. Well, we'll get the rest, and we know a couple places to check if worse comes to worse. We'll go beat up the jar man now. Start a little slow. It's like the words are more jumbled, jarbled mess. If I'm not speaking super clearly. Getting pretty fucking tired. That point, that hump. Just a jarble of shit. Alright. Pretty sure little boy's on the other side. The hump is humping. Well, if you ever stay up for like a few days, right? There's like, you're not just like tired. I don't know. You might just be I know you're making the joke, but if you don't know what I mean by the hump, it's like you're tired and you don't just stay tired. You get like really fucking, you're awake, then you get tired, and then you kind of like go back to being awake for a long period of time, and then you get tired again, but then it just kind of lasts longer every time, and then you're just like fucked, man. After like 2 days, I'm just like, oh, might pass a little hump. I'm enjoying that coffee. Oh, I'm enjoying it. It's just hot. 18 or so. Longest I've stayed up on stream. Longest stream was 39 hours. I was up for like 40 something, but longest I stayed up was like 3 days. Probably at least a good full 3 days. That was an experience. I like to beat our records, but it just doesn't really happen. So I don't think I can't do it. I just need like the right feel. Some days you're just like, I'm good, dude. I could keep going. I'm feeling it. You know, you need something to do. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to play this game for that long. You know, I don't want to start like 3 different games. I don't like starting games on like being tired because I don't enjoy them from the start. Like, I might do Pikmin for a couple hours, but I know Pikmin, so it's kind of like a... 24 hours is enjoy sleep way too much? Yeah, I mean, that's how my friend, he loves sleep. 24 hours is very dangerous. It's not home, speaking from experience. Back in high school, me and my buds did a lot of 24, 48 hours away from home. Driving too, that was bad. But yeah, I don't do that anymore. I mean, I'm not going out doing a whole lot of shit, especially not away. I think on that 38-hour stream, the one before the 39-hour one, I went out and got Subway, but it's like a couple feet away. Like, you pull out onto the road, and then you just, like, U-turn pretty much. Totally fucked my truck, fell asleep behind the wheel. Damn, dude. Man, even when I'm fully rested, just driving at night sometimes is just so chill. Like, I nod just a little bit. Bruce is a fucking machine, dude. Brother gotta pay for the tat somehow, man. I thought I would just narrowly avoid it. I've done some long hours of work before. I did a couple 30 somethings. I think I might have done a 40 something before with work. Sometimes I had a roommate to drive for me because I worked with them, but not always, man. Yeah, I'd like to do it more on the stream, but just need a good game. A game that you don't have to think terribly hard in, but there's a lot of shit to do. I bet that was the blue one. Fuck, man. Or a couple games if you're feeling like it. I mean, I've done some long ones before. We did 2 different games, but it needs to be easy. Easily digestible. There's a reason 2 of our longest streams were Final Fantasy is because it's like you don't have to even do anything, man. Stuff like that. Doing the Donkey Kong Country 3 into Conker's Bad Fur Day stream, which was like 20, 30 something before I actually cared about remembering, was a mistake. Donkey Kong Country 3 was great, but it did not help my opinion of Conker, let me tell you that. I was done at the end, because there was some hard bullshit at the end of Conker's Bad Fur, like the military level and shit, and the alien stuff. I was like, man, this sucks, dude. I mean, you're like, hell easy. I feel like on average, the average Joe probably gets a little more irritated the longer he's up. Just a bit. If there's something to irritate you at all. Maybe set servers overnight. Yeah. Done quite a few of those on WoW. A recent one I did, I think it was actually like, I quit WoW right after I did it. That was kind of like, it wasn't like the last straw, but I was just like, alright, dude. Like I got this thing, I'm kind of like over it. If anybody played Warlords of Draenor, the Grohl mount or whatever, it's kind of like a big ogre of sorts, like a rock ogre. He spawns every few days, and if you touch him, you get the mount. And I'd already farmed all the other ones. At this point, I was up for, I don't know, I'd say a day, farming the hippo and shit. And so I wait like an extra 2 days. I'm sitting there in one spot in this game for 2 fucking days straight. Like just sitting there. Like I don't know what I'm doing on the side. That's probably the most coffee I've ever downed. Like usually I don't take much shit to keep me awake because it kind of doesn't. But like I just had like a steady stream of coffee and it worked. Nowadays I just drink a little bit of coffee. It's the only thing that works. I'm going for the long haul though, not really. But yeah, I just sat there and I just waited for this guy. Me and like hundreds and I think it was because there's like 1,000 people there. And he never spawned. I wake up the next day, I'm like, damn dude, what a waste of time. And I immediately kill him, dude. Like, this happened to be on a server that he just spawned. I was like, thank God. The Great White Mount Hunter, dude. I loved my mounts, man. Loved or just was obsessed, I guess, man. I did a lot for mounts, man. Collectibles and cosmetics. After I like got over my raiding phase and WoW, and I came back, like the cosmetics and collectibles, like that was it. Cause that shit's timeless in an MMO too, man. You know. Looks cool. There's like a tally. You get shit for getting a certain amount of them. Hunting transmogs. I had transmog on every dude and multiple on my main guy. I even hunted like obscure like greens from like fucking Sunken Temple and shit just to get the perfect black fucking bikini plate mail on my fucking orc, man. This shit like that. Transmog is like turning your armor into any armor. So like, let's say you've got a pair of black fucking assless chaps or whatever, and you want to turn them into pink assless chaps, but that's like a level 2 piece of gear. You can do that if you get that piece of gear. Now it's like a library though. You used to have the piece of gear always to use, but now if you've ever picked it up, it counts as your library. So it's less complicated. I collected everything, dude. I collected pets. I had all the pet achievements, like the big ones. Fucking all the mount achievements up to that expansion. Fucking... I had fucking like 2 to 3 full fucking bags for the toys, man. I always never looked like my character. I could always be something else. And I had this like macro. It was just like the fucking cocktail, just bullshit. I just pretty much explode in like 50 different like toys and shit. And it was hilarious and it was fun, but I just liked all the fucking bullshit, the bits and baubles, man. You know, but what they've done now is make a whole entire library of gear, like mounts. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the transmog library. Which is good. I've seen it at work a little bit. I don't think I was playing when that was around, but... I don't know. I always talk about WoW a little bit, man. I mean, that will always be the game I've played the most. Unless there's some kind of massive shift in games, and all of a sudden there's this, like, God game that everybody's playing that's, like... You know, I put like, I don't know, at least 400 like actual days, like in time, and hours into that game. That was many years ago. There was a point where like, it was like an 18th of my life was fucking wild. Like, ah! So, I always will have some kind of fucking nostalgic bullshit to say about it. Stories and stupid shit. It's a good game, man. I mean, it's one of those things like, oh, I don't regret it, but it's like, think about how many hours that is. Like, think about, like, how I do now, you know? Like, that's a lot of shit I could do. I don't, like, think any of it was a bad time. But I can't help but think about maybe I could have had a good time doing other shit too, but it was an obsession to a point for sure. Xenoblade X. The longest game ever, man. I don't remember which one he starts in. I think it's the blue one. Oh no, it's this one. Oh no, that is it. Fuck. Oops. Fucking A, dude. It's always like this perfect angle. Story behind this game. Well, it starts out that Luigi gets a, like, not a postcard, but like a sweepstakes, like, oh, you won a free mansion or whatever. Come check it out. And so he goes to check it out. Because, you know, people like free mansions and shit. And it's like spooky as fuck. And he goes in, he gets spooked, and then Professor Egad, the fucking beast, saves his ass and tells him that this mansion, he's been living here his whole life, and this mansion was never here until like a week ago or some shit. That all of the ghosts that were in his paintings he collected, because he's kind of like a scientist and supernatural kind of dude, got out of the paintings and have something to do with the this like not real house appearing out of thin air. So as you go, you find out that Mario went here too, and King Boo trapped him inside of a painting. So now we're also saving Mario. So the Boos and King Boo are kind of like behind the whole thing. This painting guy called Van Gogh is making all the bitch boys, and then all of the name guys, like the little mini bosses we're fighting here, are all Egad's paintings and stuff. And so we're just trying to capture everything, put it all back to normal, kind of like get rid of the house. But the money's real. It's real money, baby. So the main thing is just beat up King Boo and save Mario. But that's kind of the gist. Honestly, I probably explained it better there in that shitty explanation than the game really delivers it. They're not going for any kind of crazy story, but all these inventions and shit are like Egad's. Like the Flood, Mario Sunshine, like that's Egad's shit, you know. This is the first game he appears in. I wish he'd appear in more shit outside of like slight cameos. He was always cool. Was you the Ghostbuster? Pretty much, man. It's a cool game, dude. It's got a cool atmosphere. It's just fun. It's not like super hard. It is hard to get all the golds. And I mean, when I was a kid, I would die a good bit, but it's just fun to go through. It's not terribly long. The rooms are cool. The mansion's cool. There's like fucking bunch of different like unique ghosts you gotta fight, and little puzzles and secrets, and picking up money. It's just a nice one. It's not long. You could have had it probably done by now again. But I've been going slow, trying to like spread it over the fucking toast extra thin. If you get enough money by the end of the game, you get a they use the money you get to actually make you a real mansion. So if you get over 100 million, then Egad makes you like the best mansion. And so there's different ranks depending on how much money you get. Also, how well you capture each guy gets you a different frame and art for them. If you capture them in one go without fucking up, like you get the big pearl, it's a gold frame. Except on bosses. I think bosses you just can't lose less than 5 life. I think you have to be above 95 or something. You might have to get them in a few pulls too. I don't remember the details. Let's go all the way to the bottom. Okay. Wasn't paying attention to what that key did for me. It's just a pretty unique game, man. It's chill.
Mario.
It's one of the games I've probably replayed the most in my life. I think because it's short. And as a kid, it was like, dude, every time you beat the game, it like adds a number to your save file. So I was like, dude, I could have an 8 instead of a 7. And all I have to do is play this cool game again. So I just play it again, you know, like, whatever. I don't know what I played the most, though. Everybody replays a shitload of games when they're younger. I've replayed RE4 fucking gazillion times too. I think it's a lot longer than this. Super Mario Sunshine could be the most replayed. Ocarina of Time was a lot. A lot of those just like core ones for me. Quite a few replays. I don't know, I'd be really curious to see which one got the most. Well, see, the most replays doesn't really mean as much because like how long each game takes. This would be even more interesting if I replayed something more that was also super fucking long. I know the most I've ever replayed an RPG was Tales of Symphonia because the New Game Plus was like really bitchin'. So I'd replay the whole fucking thing to get like, you get these like super crystals at the very end, but you only get one, and I just wanted like a full set, so I replayed it a few times. The game was fun too. Ah, fuck, no, that's not it, man. Thousand Year Door, if you count Thousand Year Door, I've replayed Thousand Year Door more than Symphonia. Sometimes you'd forget that that's fucking like RPG, man. Yeah, I've played that one. I want to do another playthrough of that soon. That shit's great. I don't think I ever got gold on this guy. Maybe. I think I got gold on everybody once. Your portraits carry over and shit. So dude, play that. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door? Oh man. That's good, dude. I like it a lot. It's got a cool bit of atmosphere and fun little stories. Definitely start picking up and some good gameplay. Alright, so I've got the analog working correctly now, but the threshold's so small to make the so how it works in the GameCube is when you fully click in, it does something but then there's the analog where it kind of just slightly goes. And the threshold for that, you can customize what you want it to be on Dolphin. It's way too fucking low right now. I barely tapped this bitch and it's already launching the fireballs. This guy's just dragging me along in like the worst way. Definitely been a sloppy run for pearls. The better you do on a guy without like breaking, the more pearls he'll drop of better value. And if you do it in one run, you get the big pearl. I've only got 11. Not too good. It's alright though. That guy's always a bitch. So much going on. I would play Paper Mario, the first one, before Thousand Year Door. I still enjoyed Paper Mario, the original, even though I played it second, but they kind of just upgraded. I mean, Bowser New Door just kind of upgrades on the whole system. You're gonna have different story and shit, but I mean, it's an N64 story. They weren't really caring terribly much about the little bits of dialogue and bullshit. Shit, man, I played Super Mario RPG before both of them, but that was different enough. I feel like. So I'm probably rambling, mumbling, something, mumbling. Where the fuck is this guy, dude? There's not many places to hide, that's why I don't know where he's actually at. Great. Please, sir. Lordy. Now, these guys are not treating me well today. I had this much trouble with booze, and it's had my first fucking playthrough. I should play some Chaos Child Bed before I go to sleep. There's something wrong with doing it today, man. You just play it like on your TV or something, or some kind of handheld thing going on? For a second I thought you were going to talk about it being maybe like spooky today or something. Last night I was hovering on the border of sleeping awake and having micro dreams while playing. Dude, I've had that before. That's spooky as fuck. Were they about Chaos Child, man? The micro dreams? Were you like melding your dreams into the game? Yeah, micro dream shit's crazy. That one time I was talking about earlier where I stayed up for 3 days, every time I blink, it would be like, you fell asleep. Like, it was weird. So you'd have like micro dreams like that too?